Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is give you my top 5 insider tips when looking for the perfect vehicle under $10,000. So my top tip here is to begin by looking at the wheel and tire setup. Now, I suggest bringing a penny with you. If you don't have a tread depth finder, a penny will do you just fine. So in the tread, you're going to flip Abe Lincoln upside down, and if you put that in there, and if you can see the top of his head, you're going to know that you're going to have to replace these tires very soon. Now, another thing you can look for on the tire, you're going to see a DOT, and so that dot rating, there'll be kind of a little oval, and there'll be 2 numbers in the end of that. That's going to give you the date code on which the date the tires were produced. So this one's going to be 22 at the end, so that means these were manufactured in 2022. Now from there, you can also inspect the wheels. So make sure there's not a huge amount of brake dust on the wheels that's going to maybe cause corrosion down the road. Make sure they're clean, free of maybe some chips, or sometimes you can even dig into the wheel, and that can even affect the bond between the tire and the wheel. So those are just a few tips to look for on that. So now my second tip would be to look for rust. Now there's certain rust prone areas. Obviously in Minnesota, they use a lot of road salt, or if you're getting a vehicle from the coast, those can also be pretty rusty. Now you can even peek underneath the vehicle to see what the frame rails look like, but a lot of times on the leading or bottom edge of the door, you may find rust there. Also think about when the windshield wipers flip back and forth, it's gonna push the salt off, so you can get some rust build up here. So this is also a good area to check. But most of the time, thinking that the rust would be where the wheels are kicking up, that's a good place to check, because once that rust starts, it can be very difficult to stop. So while step 2 was rust, step 3 would be the body condition. Now I've got another prop here. While you might not have a paint meter or need to go out and get one, I've got the magnet for my phone that I use in my car. So this is going to show us if it sticks to the metal, we're going to know that's an original body panel. Sometimes they use a product called Bondo, so they can fill that in if there was a damaged area, and the magnet wouldn't stick to that Bondo. So we're going to know if we clip it to the side of the vehicle, you'll hear it, it's going to stick to that metal. Now keeping in mind things like the bumpers are going to be made out of plastic, but you're going to be looking at maybe the door panels or the side panels to see if those are still metal. You'll also be looking for dents or large scratches, or maybe even something that's misaligned. Maybe the door doesn't seem to close right. You can check the Carfax or maybe an auto check report to see if there was any previous damage or if the vehicle was involved in an accident. Now my 4th tip, obviously to be checking the interior. We're going to start with the headliner. Sometimes they can sag a little bit and that can cause problems over time. Or check your dashboard. If there's a lot of direct sunlight, sometimes cars from California, you can get cracks in the dashboard, and that will also not look very good and can kind of hurt things over time. Also check out the buttons. Make sure all the buttons are laid out and everything works. If there's anything on the dash that might be lit up that's not working, such as a tire pressure monitoring light, or you could have a fault in some of the systems that the vehicle needs, and that could affect the safety of the vehicle. Also from there, look to make sure that the seat isn't having excessive wear on it. Sometimes the bolster from crawling in and out of the car, if there's a lot of miles on the vehicle, that can wear down and again cause problems over time. And then one more thing, use your nose. Do the odor check. If the vehicle was smoked in, it might be pretty obvious right away, but give it a good sniff to make sure you're not smelling any mold, because some vehicles can be flood damaged, and you would definitely smell that when you hop inside. Now my 5th and final tip would be to check under the hood. Maybe you're not a mechanic, but there's still things you can visually check for. Now on the battery, this one looks like it does have a newer battery in here, but sometimes the terminals can get corroded and it would look like almost a white mold around both the terminals, which would be a bad sign. Now from there, you can also check the brake fluid, some of the coolant levels you can visually inspect. Sometimes you'll see the maximum and minimum levels, so you'll want that pretty much right in the middle or towards the top of the maximum level. And so if something maybe is completely empty, that's not going to be a good sign that there might have been poor maintenance somewhere down the road. So one other thing, maybe if you have a paper towel or a towel with you, you can even check the oil. Usually you find that by a yellow dipstick. You can pull that out and there will be a measurement on the dipstick, so you can see that there will be a proper oil level. Now, while all these tips are good and important, there is certainly visual things you can look for. If there's oil all over the engine bay, or if there's kind of a weird burnt smell that just really doesn't seem right, that might be a vehicle you'd want to avoid. So those were just my top 5 tips when looking at a pre-owned or used vehicle. Now, shopping with someone like the Walser Automotive Group does give you a lot of confidence in that we have a full reconditioning process. From top to bottom, these vehicles are gone through mechanically, cosmetically, to make sure they're going to get you down the road for many years to come. Now, if you want more information, you can visit us online at walser.com, where you can find the perfect used vehicle for you.